16-year-old Yap Xing Xuen laid to rest in solemn, tearful ceremony. Good morning. Prospective Hajj pilgrims must be free from infectious diseases and serious or uncontrolled chronic conditions before being permitted to perform the pilgrimage. The new health rules were introduced by the Saudi government as part of the eligibility criteria for Hajj visas. From next year, Lembaga Tabung Haji will also no longer be permitted to operate its own treatment center in the Holy Land. In a statement, TH Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Datuk Sri Mustaqim Mohammed said the new regulations introduced by the Saudi Ministry of Hajj and Umrah would be enforced by TH and must be strictly followed by Malaysian pilgrims to obtain their Hajj visa. One of the key requirements is that pilgrims must be in good health and be physically able to perform the pilgrimage independently. As with previous conditions for accepting Hajj offers, prospective pilgrims must undergo and pass a health examination conducted by the Health Ministry. Pilgrims will be deemed ineligible if they have serious health conditions such as chronic kidney failure, heart failure or serious heart disease, chronic lung or liver disease, neurological or mental disorders affecting cognitive or motor function, advanced age with dementia or physical frailty, high-risk pregnancies, active infectious diseases, or are undergoing cancer treatment. Malaysians who require medical treatment while performing the Hajj will be referred to Saudi hospitals under the supervision of Malaysian medical personnel. TH will, in the meantime, continue to provide health clinics at all Hajj accommodation buildings in Mecca and Medina. The body of 16-year-old student Yap Xing Xuen, who was fatally stabbed at his secondary school in Bandar Utama, Petaling Jaya last week, was laid to rest in Shah Alam on Monday afternoon. The funeral, conducted in accordance with Buddhist rites, was held after 4 days of mourning, during which family, friends and members of the public paid their final respects to the kind and cheerful teenager. Earlier, a somber mood filled the Nirvana 2 Memorial Centre in Kuala Lumpur as hundreds gathered for the final farewell ceremony, which began at 9:30 a.m. Apart from Xing Xuen's family, her relatives, schoolmates and teachers also gathered to honour her memory and bid a final farewell. Outside the memorial hall, rows of flowers lined the entrance as a symbol of condolence and respect. A video montage celebrating her life was also played throughout the ceremony. After the final rites and prayers, the coffin was sealed and placed into a hearse. Mourners were seen carrying blue and white balloons, which were Xing Xuen's favorite colors, along the 100-meter funeral procession. And as a final farewell, the balloons were released into the sky as the hearse departed for the Nirvana crematorium in Shah Alam, where the cremation took place, attended by close family and friends. Meanwhile, in Shah Alam, the hearse carrying Xing Xuen's body arrived at the cremation site from Nirvana 2 Memorial Centre at about 12:20 p.m. Members of the press were not allowed into the area, but over 100 mourners bowed their heads in quiet grief as her casket was brought into the crematorium. The teenage girl was found stabbed to death in a school toilet on October 14. Police said a 14-year-old male student had been detained in connection with the case. The teen's death, described as a national tragedy, has brought renewed attention to issues of school safety and student discipline. In Kedah, 4 teenagers, including 3 students who were detained on suspicion of statutory rape and for circulating a video recording of immoral acts involving a 15-year-old girl, will be charged in the Baling Court on Tuesday. Acting District Police Chief Deputy Superintendent Ahmad Salimi Muhammad Ali said the suspects, aged between 15 and 17, will be charged under the Sexual Offences Against Children Act for physical sexual assault against a minor. On October 12, it was reported that the suspects were arrested after they allegedly had sexual intercourse with the victim on separate occasions over 4 months. Kedah Police Chief Dato Azli Abu Shah said one of the suspects, a Form 5 student at the same school, is believed to be the victim's boyfriend. The remaining 3 suspects are 2 schoolmates and a former student. 2 men, including a Bangladeshi national, have been remanded for 7 days in conjunction with the Juru double murder. Pulau Pinang Police Chief Dato Azizi Ismail said the remand order for the suspects will run until Sunday to facilitate a probe into the case under Section 302 of the Penal Code. According to Azizi, a detailed investigation is underway, including efforts to determine whether other suspects were involved in the killings. He said police have also recovered the alleged murder weapon, which was found behind the victim's house. The 2 men, aged 45 and 46, were arrested at 2 separate locations on Sunday as part of the ongoing investigation. It is understood that both suspects knew the victims and their mobile phones were also seized to aid the investigation. The 51-year-old woman and her 11-year-old daughter were reportedly found dead, believed to have been murdered at their rented home in Kampong Sekolah, Juru. The bodies of Saria Che Hin and Nor Afrina Alicia Abdul Rahim were discovered in a gruesome state by the woman's husband at around 7:30 p.m. The woman's body was found in the kitchen on the ground floor with her head nearly severed, while her daughter was found upstairs lying face down and covered in blood. The victim's 57-year-old husband, believed to be a security guard, has also been remanded for 7 days to assist in investigations. Police have arrested 2 men with criminal records in connection with the Deepavali fireworks explosion in Kulim, Kedah early Monday morning, which left 22 people injured. District Police Chief Superintendent Zulkifli Azizan said the suspects, aged 34 and 23, were detained at 2 separate locations in Taman Senangin and Paya Besar later the same day. The blast, which occurred at around 12:45 a.m., injured 22 people, one of whom suffered a fractured skull, remains unconscious and has been transferred to Pulau Pinang Hospital for further treatment. Others sustained cuts and broken bones from the explosion. According to Zulkifli, investigators have determined a drunk man and his acquaintance were behind the incident. Initial investigations found that the suspects, who had prior records, were loitering in the area with friends and had purchased a large firecracker for 200 ringgit from a roadside stall. One of them, who was intoxicated at the time, placed the explosive into a roadside cylinder. The other suspect then lit the firecracker. However, it failed to launch and instead exploded at ground level after it was believed to have been placed upside down by the drunk suspect. Police have also identified the firecracker seller and will be calling the person in to assist investigations. So far, statements from 10 victims have been recorded. The case is being investigated under the Explosive Act and the Penal Code. Meanwhile, victims of the fireworks blast described the incident as terrifying, as many were left injured after the explosion. 74-year-old retiree R. Paspu Pathi suffered a broken right arm and is expected to require surgery. At the time of the explosion, he was standing about 50 meters away.
50 meter macam ni. Belakang kereta saya. Oh, belakang kereta. Itu pun ada kedai tau, gerai sana. Dia boleh lepas.
Another witness, 46-year-old factory worker Nur Zaina Ismail, said the scene looked as though a bomb had exploded.
Kena percikan dia, mungkin dia punya bekas tu hancur kot, tu yang kena kaki, lutut, dan perut.
Kita itu berkeliaran semua keadaan kat itu.
Memang waktu tu memang semua orang lari lintang pukang lah semua. Memang orang kata lagi pun dia asap kan, memang tak nampak apa.
Special Officer to the Home Minister Saiful Ambar Abdullah Ambar, who visited the victims, said the ministry is taking note of the incident. Meanwhile, checks found that the explosion occurred along a 4-lane main road lined with stalls with firework and explosive debris scattered across the area. In Hulu, Selangor, a man was killed when a tree fell and crushed his pickup truck along Jalan Batangkali, Genting Highlands, following heavy rain on a Monday afternoon. Selangor Fire and Rescue Department Assistant Director of Operations, Ahmad Mukhlis Mokhtar, said his team received an emergency call on the incident at 2:35 p.m. A team from the Kuala Kubu Baru Fire and Rescue Station was immediately dispatched to the scene. Upon arrival, the team found that the tree had crushed the pickup truck and discovered a man dead inside the vehicle. Firefighters then extricated the body from the wreckage. Early on Monday, continuous heavy rain since 2 p.m. triggered flash floods and brought down several trees in areas in the Klang Valley and Selangor. Deepavali celebrations shine a light on Malaysian unity. This and more after this breather.
Michelin innovates on the road and far beyond by developing an inflatable sail aimed at reducing CO2 emissions in maritime travel. Michelin, motion for life.
Deepavali Navatukal bagi penganut Hindu. Semoga perayaan ini membawa kebahagiaan kepada anda. Pinktober Bulan Kesedaran Kanser Payudara. Bersama kami menyantuni pejuang kanser. Salah laku seks dalam kalangan remaja? Adakah bahan pornografi di hujung jari? Lemon Law melengkapkan akta sedia ada. Bantu lindungi pengguna hadapi isu kenderaan. Simpan untuk ganjaran, tuai hasil yang menguntungkan. Isnin hingga Jumaat 10 pagi, eksklusif di TV3 dan ditonton.
Apabila beg tersebut dimasukkan ke dalam boot kereta tersebut tiba-tiba jadi berat. Dan bahkan itu beliau mengecaki sesuatu yang aneh.
Seorang wanita dibunuh kejam dengan ditikam sebanyak 13 kali di dada serta perutnya. Malah turut dikelar leher sebelum disumbat di dalam beg pakaian dan dibuang ke dalam longkang.
Di mana mereka menjumpai satu beg luggage tepi jalan dan dalam beg tersebut mereka menjumpai mayat William.
Aku balik. Dasar nak cekcur. Betul. Aku cakap apa? Aku cakap kau tu anak cekcur. Tak dengar ke?
Nightline continues. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has urged Malaysians to take advantage of the Deepavali celebrations to foster unity, care for those in need, and reinforce the spirit of togetherness that forms the foundation of the nation's strength. In a social media post on Monday, Anwar stressed that the spirit of mutual respect and understanding among Malaysians must continue to be nurtured and strengthened. He said Deepavali embodies the spirit of the Festival of Lights, symbolizing the triumph of light over darkness, good over evil, and knowledge over ignorance. He expressed hope that the festival would be celebrated in a spirit of gratitude and renewed thinking, uplifting the people towards a more harmonious and prosperous Malaysia. Anwar and his wife, Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail, also spent some time visiting the home of Digital Minister Gobind Singh Deo on Monday. Also present were Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, Transport Minister Anthony Loke, and Home Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail. Deepavali is more than just the festival of lights. It's a celebration of renewal and unity. Across Malaysia, homes shine with colour and warmth as families come together to share in joy, hope and faith. Nightline's Nurin Razmin takes a closer look at the colours and spirit that light up Deepavali.
Deepavali marks the victory of good over evil, and for many, it's a moment to reconnect with family, friends, and cherished traditions. At this open house in Cyberjaya, families and friends gather in celebration, dressed in their best, sharing meals, laughter, and love. For them, Deepavali isn't just a religious holiday. It's a time to strengthen bonds and to share love and kindness with others.
On Deepavali Day, I think we wake up every morning around 8 o'clock, earlier than usual. And then we have our elderly to actually apply oil to our head. It brings us like refreshment to the body. And then we will shower, we will head to the temple. Then we will start with the breakfast with the family, and then we'll have an open house with everyone together. Yeah.
Many young Malaysian Hindus also see the festival as a chance to embrace their roots and heritage, to find new meaning in age-old customs and preserve traditions passed down through generations.
Basically, when you say Festival of Lights, it means a lot. So I think I would like to say that in modern world, it gives us hope.
So light means hope. So in a year there will be a sense of darkness in our external environment or internal environment, regardless. But Deepavali is a hope to light up, to bright up our internal self and also our external environment.
We get to spend time together, eat all the food you love, play with your friends, spend time together, and play with happy fireworks.
And for others, Deepavali goes beyond race and religion. It's about sharing happiness and fostering understanding between cultures.
I mean, here in this celebration, no matter you're Indian, Malay, Chinese, and also the kids, even the kids, Indian kids and the Chinese, they're all playing together with each other, and everybody share their laughter and being like chit-chatting with each other. As a Malaysian living in a multiracial country, and we all are Chinese, Malay, and Indian, I mean, we are okay. We are so fine to celebrate every single races of festival.
From oil lamps to the laughter that fills every home, Deepavali is a celebration of love, faith, and unity. A festival that reminds us all to live life in full color. I'm Nurn Rasmin for Nightline TV3, and we wish you all Deepavali together.
Now, the love and bond between a mother and her child know no boundaries, not even religion. And for Zulkarnain Ganesh Abdullah, celebrating Deepavali with his mother is his way of honoring that love. Being a Muslim convert and husband to Nur Hayati Yaakob for over 30 years, Zulkarnain still returns home to his family each year in Cheras, Selangor to celebrate the Festival of Lights with his 85-year-old mother, K. Pona Lagu, and his siblings. For him, Deepavali is still celebrated within the limits of Islam as a way to honor his mother's love and sacrifice.
Setiap kali diorang celebrate, merayakan, kita join sekali lah. Tapi tak lebih daripada keagamaan tu tak ada lah. So we know, kita tahu limit kita. So kita join je. Kita meraihkan, memeriahkan lah.
For Pona Lagu, her son's conversion to Islam has never diminished their family bond. Instead, the festival continues to bring them closer, surrounded by her loving grandchildren.
Saya hati suka agama semua pun baik. Lagi saya punya anak, 2 jantan, 2 menantu pun okey. Saya punya family semua tak ada kado, tak ada jealous, semua okey. Menantu 2 pun baik. Saya pun sayang dia orang.
Their close relationship also shows that their love can go beyond faith, with the family celebrating both Deepavali and Aidilfitri under one roof.
Hari Raya pun kita buat, Deepavali pun kita buat. Itu memang best. So, bagi budaya India dengan budaya Melayu, sebenarnya hampir sama saja. So, bila raya, kita pakai baju Melayu. Bila Deepavali, kita pakai, mak pakai sari, saya pakai jipar dengan vesti.
In the end, despite their differences in faith and culture, the family's strong bond makes the celebration of Deepavali even more meaningful, in a reflection of unity, love and respect that goes beyond religion. The All-Star Influencer Award Asia 2025 culminated with a social media influencer from Vietnam taking home the top accolade. Now in its third edition, the prestigious event was held on a grander scale this year, bringing together 80 content creators from 20 countries across Asia and the Middle East. Asia founder Dato' Abdul Rahman Sultan said the event serves as a key platform that uniquely blends the digital and tourism industries, offering opportunities for influencers across Asia and the Middle East to showcase Malaysia's unique attractions to the global community. It also forms part of Malaysia's broader initiative to boost the country's international presence ahead of the Visit Malaysia Year 2026 campaign.
Malaysia mempunyai banyak hidden gems yang tak dapat yang tidak dipromosikan in social media. Jadi kami ada cabaran. Kami ada cabaran di mana social media merupakan satu platform yang paling cepat untuk melontarkan idea-idea anak-anak muda ini kepada negara masing-masing supaya tourism industri kita lebih dibangunkan, di mana insya-Allah dapat membantu secara tak langsung menaikkan turis ke Malaysia ini.
Abdul Rahman was speaking after the All-Star Influencer Award 2025 Gala Night held at a hotel in Petaling Jaya on Sunday evening. The event saw participants travelling across 7 Malaysian states to produce creative content highlighting the country's rich cultural heritage, natural beauty and local tourist destinations. 24-year-old Vietnamese influencer Cindy took home the main trophy along with $15,000 in cash and a holiday package to Dubai, United Arab Emirates.
Oh my God, I'm so surprised. I don't believe I will know. I'm so happy to meet. I'm so happy to meet you guys in here. I have many new friends from different countries. Everyone's so amazing. Yeah, Malaysia so beautiful and the food is delicious.
A total of 13 categories were contested this year, recognizing individuals and groups who have made a significant impact in the Asian social media landscape. Tunku Abdul Rahman finishes second in GT World Challenge Asia. The details when Nightline returns.
Michelin innovates on the road and far beyond by developing an inflatable sail aimed at reducing CO2 emissions in maritime travel. Michelin, motion for life.
Cahaya Deepavali menyuluh realiti. Majalah 3, 20 Oktober.
Masa tu 2 anak saya tak ada makan ni. Saya susah sangat.
Pembelian dia bawah 100, dia tak boleh beli satu pun.
999, 21 Oktober.
Perselisihan faham dan juga pertengkaran.
Fail Mahkamah, 22 Oktober. Hanya di TV3.
So far, this is the best horror movie yang I pernah tengok. 10/10.
Mendebarkan, mengejutkan, menyeramkan lah. Punya jump scare tu unpredictable lah. Banyak dan tiba-tiba. 7/10.
3 words untuk dia. Distractive Farah. Sakit dan sakit. Jump scare, dia menjerit, I'm menjerit. Dia terkejut, I confirm terkejut. Saya bagi 10/10.
Jangan lupa tengok filem Kifara
di Pawagam sekarang.
Top 5 Carta Muzik-Muzik 40 minggu ini.
The foreign front. The Zionist regime eased its aid blockade on Gaza on Monday, less than 24 hours after it closed the border crossings and bombarded the territory in violation of the US-backed ceasefire. Dozens of trucks carrying humanitarian aid reportedly entered Gaza after Israeli authorities opened the Karim Abu Salim and Al-Qarara crossings after midday. Meanwhile, in continued attacks despite the declared ceasefire, Zionist forces killed several Palestinians in Gaza's Shujaya, claiming they pose a threat after allegedly crossing the yellow line. This comes a day after Israeli airstrikes across Gaza killed at least 45 Palestinians, bringing the death toll since the ceasefire took effect to 97. In the meantime, a Hamas delegation is scheduled to meet officials from Qatar and Egypt later in Cairo to discuss the continuation of a fragile Gaza ceasefire. Japan's ruling Liberal Democratic Party, the LDP, and its junior partners signed a coalition deal on Monday, paving the way for Sanae Takaichi to become the country's first woman premier. The last-minute deal with the Japan Innovation Party, or JIP, comes just a day before the lower house vote, giving the alliance 231 seats, too short of a majority, but likely enough for Takaichi to win Tuesday's ballot. If Takaichi wins, she is expected to assume office immediately on the same day. As they signed the deal, Takaichi expressed to JIP co-head Hirofumi Yoshimura her anticipation of working together to strengthen Japan's economy and build a nation capable of meeting the responsibilities of future generations. 64-year-old Takaichi, seen as a China hawk and traditionalist from the right wing of the LDP, won the party leadership this month. However, her bid to become Prime Minister was derailed by the collapse of LDP's coalition with the Komeito Party after 26 years. Amazon Web Services on Monday said it was seeing significant signs of recovery after issues with its cloud service operations disrupted hundreds of websites and apps for more than 2 hours. The affected platforms include Snapchat, Roblox, Signal and Duolingo, as well as a host of Amazon-owned operations, including its main retail site and the Ring doorbell company. In the UK, Lloyds Bank and its subsidiaries Halifax and Bank of Scotland were among those hit, with tens of thousands of users nationwide reporting problems across various apps. Amazon said the issue began at its East Coast US data centers operated by Amazon Web Services, or AWS, which provides essential web infrastructure for numerous companies that rent server space. Just after midnight in the US, the company confirmed increased error rates and latencies affecting AWS services in the region. AWS, one of the world's leading cloud providers, competes with Google and Microsoft to offer on-demand computing, storage, and digital services to businesses and institutions. At least 2 ground staff were killed after a cargo plane skidded off a runway at Hong Kong International Airport and landed in the sea early on Monday. Emirates flight EK9788 was arriving from Dubai at about 3:50 a.m. local time when it veered off the runway and collided with an airport patrol vehicle. The 2 people inside the vehicle died, while the 4 crew members on board the plane survived the crash. Authorities are still investigating the exact cause of the crash, with the weather, runway conditions, the aircraft and the aircrew all under scrutiny. The airport's north runway was temporarily closed on Monday, while the other 2 runways remained operational. This marks one of Hong Kong's deadliest aviation incidents in years. On to sports now and motor racing. Tengku Panglima of Johor, Tengku Abdul Rahman Sultan Ibrahim, capped off the 2025 GT World Challenge Asia season on a high note, finishing second overall in the Pro-Am Championship at the final round in Beijing, China on Sunday. Both Johor Motorsport Racing Corvette Z06 GT3R cars delivered strong performances on the new Beijing street circuit, each claiming second place finishes. In race 1, Alexander Sims and Tengku Abu Bakar Sultan Ibrahim took the number 66 car to runner-up, while Tengku Abdul Rahman and Ben Green finished 6th after a pit stop penalty. The final race ended under safety car conditions, with Green and Tengku Abdul Rahman claiming second to seal the latter's status as vice champion in the Pro-Am category and third overall in the series. With the GT season complete, GMR now turns its attention to the Asian Le Mans series, starting with the home round at the Sepang International Circuit on December 13 and 14. Turning to football, the English Premier League. Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim said a first win at Anfield since 2016 was a just reward for the club's long-suffering fans after Harry Maguire's late header sealed a 2-1 victory and handed Liverpool a fourth straight defeat. The result also marked United's first back-to-back league win since Amorim took charge nearly a year ago.
I think was really important for our fans because they are struggling. They struggle against Grimsby, they struggle against Brentford, and today they saw a different team, and that is really important to come here and to the stadium with the champion, biggest rival, to sing during the game. That is massive for us, so this win is for them.
Despite the magnitude of the victory, Amorim said he expects more consistency and that next week's match against Brighton will show how far his team has come. Earlier, Brian Mbubo put the Red Devils ahead in just 61 seconds in before Cody Gakpo finally levelled in the 78th minute. But United fought back and Maguire, the unlikely hero, rose to head in Bruno Fernandes' cross for a stunning win. And that concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, here's a look at the traditional customs, colourful performances and lively atmosphere showcased during this year's Deepavali celebrations. With that, I'm Zahir Calvinong Abdullah. Thank you for watching and bye for now.